Good. Yo. Man, as y'all can tell, I got another reaction video for y'all boys today. As y'all can see from the title, 4 blockbuster trades NBA teams that need to start over will make. Now, I see Donovan Mitchell right here, and I know what team he going to. The Lake Show, baby. LA. Throw it up in the chat. Tell him out. He coming to LA. See what I'm saying? Him or Zach LaVine, they coming to LA. All the rest of the trades, I don't even know where them boys going, but let's get straight into the video.
Into an off-season that has been perfectly set up for a lot of change around the NBA because there's already a lot of smoke coming out, and where there's smoke, there is typically a big fire brewing.
Give me that,
Some
boy.
teams are looking to stay par for the course and do what's needed to take the next step. Some teams are looking to go all in, and others are in a bad spot, possibly looking to reset, and that's what Bleacher Report covered in a recent article where they proposed 4 hypothetical blockbuster trade ideas for those teams that are looking to reset and start over. As always, I'll be going through each one, analyzing whether or not they make sense, who benefits the most from them, and why or why not each team involved would want to do it. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy the content...
Let me pause this right here. Y'all boys go subscribe to... Hoop References. Lock in, stop playing. Proceed though, my boy.
Consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but I'd also very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. The first proposal from the article is between the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors, where the Warriors acquire Kevin Durant in exchange for Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and a first-round pick. So I see right off the bat the Bleacher Report writers are trying to stir up some drama because...
So y'all gonna keep Klay Thompson and Draymond? That don't make no sense to me. I feel like that don't really... So you give away all your young talent to get Kevin Durant to keep the team. I mean, yeah, they won before, but those aren't the same players. After that injury, Klay Thompson, he's not really the Klay Thompson of old. He the Klay Thompson of new. You see what I'm saying? And he ain't really, yeah. But Draymond, over where I feel like he's going to get either Klay Thompson or Draymond has to get traded next year. You feel what I'm saying? For the Golden State Warriors to be where they want to be at. I don't know if that team is going to come back together. And to give away all your young stars for Kevin Durant, over with. But
proposing a Kevin Durant reunion on the Warriors is definitely one way to elicit some strong reactions. The idea of this comes from the fact that the Suns went all in last season on a core that ended up getting swept in the first round of the playoffs, and now they have very few avenues to improve the team around their big three of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Beal's monstrosity of a contract is virtually impossible to extract value from, because on top of the fact that he's no longer the all-star caliber guy he used to be, he also still has a no-trade clause allowing him to control his own destiny. The Suns have no money to spend in free agency, and basically their only 2 options are to run it back blindly hoping for better results, or to blow things up and admit failure. And this trade proposal stems from the latter being the route they go down, when in my opinion, I believe it's more likely they just run it back hoping for better results. The fact that they fired head coach Frank Vogel made it pretty clear to me that they think a new voice in the locker room can help a bit, but we'll have to see on that.
At this point, bro, if I'm the Suns, we got to run it back, my boy. I mean, y'all got all the stars y'all need to really push deep into the playoffs. Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. That's all you really need, my boy. You find some role pieces that can fit around that, it's GG's for anybody. Because I don't really think nobody got enough defense to stop all 3 of y'all. If y'all all 3 clicking, and y'all was injured last year, bro, give them a chance. See what I'm saying?
It's also a laughable idea to think that Kevin Durant would even welcome the idea of a return to Golden State after pretty much burning that bridge completely. So overall, on paper, this trade may not seem like that bad of an idea, but the context surrounding everything else with it takes it completely off the table. The next proposal from the article is between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New Orleans Pelicans, and in it the Cavaliers...
Let me read this. Cleveland Cavaliers acquire Brandon Ingram and Jordan Hawkins from the New Orleans Pelicans for Jarrett Allen and Karis LeVert. I don't really know, bro. I mean, because y'all still got Valanciunas, the Pelicans. So would y'all trade him away? Would y'all move him to the 4? And I think Karis LeVert plays like the 3-4, right? So then dang. I mean, I'm not going to lie, bro. I wouldn't be mad at that. It's really who you like better, my boy. Because Jarrett Allen, he is really a good rebounding piece, a good pick and roll piece. But if you trade Brandon Ingram, who's going to be doing pick and roll? Zion? Out of here. Over with. But hey, I like it for the Cavaliers. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? The Pelicans, I don't think that would be a good move at all. I like the pairing of Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. I feel like they're a good 1-2 combo. To switch Brandon Ingram away, that would be kind of crazy.
Receive Brandon Ingram and Jordan Hawkins in exchange for Jarrett Allen and Karis LeVert. This was an interesting deal to include in an article like this because it doesn't really feature either team hitting the reset button like others mentioned, but what it does do is address two elephants in the room for both sides and balance out each other's lineups in a way that I do believe would intrigue both front offices. The Cavaliers' biggest issues right now are their lack of production on the wing and their clogged front court that ruins spacing. The Pelicans' biggest needs right now are a playmaking point guard and a rim-protecting, defensive-minded center. This trade may not get them their point guard, but Jarrett Allen would be very ideal defensively to replace Jonas Valanciunas, who is hitting free agency this offseason, and moving Allen would also allow Evan Mobley to play more full-time center for the Cavaliers, which is something that is probably for the best in the long run. Mobley is the key to the Cavaliers' defensive success. Ingram's shot creation on the wing to alleviate the pressure that's currently on Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland would go a long way for them. Reports have already started to come out stating that Ingram's time in New Orleans may be coming to an end this offseason anyway, with the Pelicans very open to trade offers for him, and if the Cavaliers called them up and put this on the table, I don't think they would hesitate that much. Karis LeVert also gives them a scorer off the bench that they didn't really have at all this season to sweeten the deal, and for the Cavaliers, making this kind of a move would definitely appease Donovan Mitchell, who still...
But, so you telling me y'all trying to get a whole team to Zion? Last year was his best year when he was like the most healthiest. But that's the thing. Is he going to stay healthy? We have to put health into a factor, into consideration. That boy Zion ain't been able to stay healthy for a full year yet. You see what I'm saying? He just got injured last year in the playoffs. Good thing I'm not a GM because, hey, Brandon Ingram, I just don't like that though, bro. You give up so much of your offense to get back defense. Because I don't know who else really doing stuff like that on the Pelicans besides Zion and Ingram. You see what I'm saying? So to put all that faith in Zion, hey, hopefully he can, my boy. But hey, if he don't, then y'all
seems uncertain about his future in Cleveland. The next proposal from the article is between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Miami Heat, where the 76ers receive Jimmy Butler in exchange for 3 first-round picks. The 76ers are going to be on the hunt this offseason.
Miami requires a 2024 first-round pick, a 2026 first-round pick, and a 2028 first-round pick from the Philadelphia Sixers for Jimmy Butler? Why did he leave Philadelphia in the first place? Y'all keep doing these, let's run it back together. There's a reason they left, my boy. I don't know. Let's see.
Looking to add a top-tier wing talent to their lineup with their abundance of cap space and quite a few first-round picks to dangle in trade offers.
So,
and
Tobias
already,
Harris,
Jimmy Butler.
So Tobias Harris not a good wing? Okay, because I didn't see Tobias Harris getting traded in there at all. Maybe he's a free agent this summer, but if he's not, dang, they on Tobias Harris, my boy. After they gave him all that money?
Ton in rumors connected to their search. The Heat would be the ones hitting the reset button in this hypothetical offer, and after the way the Heat's season ended, with President Pat Riley kind of ripping into Jimmy Butler in his end-of-season press conference, there is some awkwardness in the air there, and it doesn't seem out of the question that the Heat could unload him for the right price. Butler is going to be 35 years old by the time next season begins, and while his playoff heroics and ability to elevate in big moments has been amazing during his tenure in Miami, it's becoming more and more difficult to trust him to be a top dog for an 82-game regular season where he is known to coast a bit. In Philadelphia, there's a ton of motivation to right their wrong that was letting him leave in the first place 5 years ago, and by playing alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, there's less pressure on Butler to go all out through the regular season like there is in Miami, who now 2 years in a row have barely even made the playoffs as the 8th seed because of regular season inconsistencies. 3 first-round picks is a pretty good starting point for a trade offer for him, but it's definitely not enough to get this deal across the finish line, in my opinion. In order to make a trade like this work, the teams would need a third team involved in the trade in order to appropriately disperse assets and satisfy all parties, because Butler's price tag still is probably bigger than this.
Hey, my boy. Him back to the Sixers is not a bad idea, because now they got Tyrese Maxey too. He go back to the Sixers, I might got to watch out for them. I'm not going to lie. And the East ain't really all that strong right now. I mean, they got a few teams that emerged, but the 76ers themselves without Jimmy Butler is always in the top 3 or 4. You feel what I'm saying? And they not 3 or 4. For you talking about, they 1 or 2. So stop playing with them boys. Hey, we better watch out for the 76ers if they pick up Jimmy.
And finally, the last proposal from the article is between the Brooklyn Nets and the Chicago Bulls, where the Nets...
Hold on. Chicago Bulls acquired Ben Simmons, a 2027 first-round pick. A 2027 first-round pick via Phoenix from the Brooklyn Nets for Zach LaVine. Ben Simmons for Zach LaVine? Who you think you is? I ain't said Ben Simmons' name in 20 years. Or who does Brooklyn Nets think Ben Simmons is? Boy, if you don't move around, you talking about Ben Simmons for Zach LaVine? Boy, you better empty the bank. Boy, you better pick Ben Simmons, all them picks, and 2 other players. Stop playing with Zach, boy. You crazy as hell talking about Ben Simmons. Boy, knock it off.
Nets receive Zach LaVine in exchange for Ben Simmons and 2 protected first-round picks. It's honestly kind of sad to see the state both of these players involved in the deal are currently in, because they're both still in their 20s and former all-star talents who have just taken a nose.
Time out. What we ain't finna do is act like Ben Simmons and Zach LaVine on the same level. Cap! My boy, knock it off.
Dive and need to find a way to rejuvenate their careers.
They took a drop off.
It's no secret that the Bulls need to shake things up
comparable.
After yet another mediocre, disappointing season, and LaVine will likely be the first domino to fall with that, and Brooklyn is a team that will definitely be looking to add more offensive firepower to their lineup after they ranked 23rd offensively this season. Coming off of an injury and pretty down season overall, LaVine's value is not going to be nearly as high as it once was on the trade market, but a couple of first-round picks is definitely a strong way to start an offer for a player in his position. Ben Simmons isn't exactly a player that excites any teams in trade discussions anymore, but in this scenario, the Bulls are in need of playmaking, and he would probably be worth taking a flyer on, especially with Lonzo Ball's NBA career very much in jeopardy. The best part is that if Simmons' back issues continue to flare up and hold him back, then he is on an expiring contract, so they don't have to commit long-term to him. him. And they'll still have the first round picks to fall back on. And for Brooklyn, they make sense as a landing spot for the former All-Star LaVine to try to get back on track, because while Cam Thomas has emerged as a 20-point scorer and Mikal Bridges is more comfortable as a secondary scoring threat, it would allow LaVine to play his game while also being a buy low option that could blossom. And
so trade away Ben Simmons to block more of your guard play from Cam Thomas, who's actually, a lot of people coming up, bro, he's actually cold. He just don't get the playing time that he deserves. Cam Thomas, he's really like that for real. He can be a true number one in this league, my boy. Y'all just got to give him more playing time. And then Cam Bridges, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not taking Zach LaVine and putting them on the Nets to block up more playing time for them two boys. They young stars. You see what I'm saying? Let them boys go out there and play. Put some pieces around them and do good. I don't really like that Zach LaVine trade to the Nets. That ain't really...
With that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think about these proposed trades. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all.
Hey, y'all boys, go subscribe to that, man. You feel me? I like the video, my boy. A lot of the trades wasn't even him talking. He was just explaining it to us. See what I'm saying? So I appreciate that from my dog. A lot of these trades didn't even... Some of them, I was like, dang, those might be good. But then some of them, I ain't really like the rest of them. But we gonna see, man. Hey, the playoffs they they're in the Western Conference Finals right now. Next series is the championship. After that, we're in the offseason, my boy, so we're going to see what moves they make. And that's going to conclude today's video. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post notifications. And I'm out. Hey!